Hello everyone, BoxOfMusic here, and today I'm going to be answering all of your music box questions. Before I get started, I just want to let you know, in case you don't want to watch this whole video, there are timestamps in the description if you want to jump straight to a specific question. Also, before I start answering your questions, I have a question for you. I want you to tell me in the comments below what are some of your favorite videos of mine, whether it's a specific video or a genre, like if you prefer my video game music boxes or my Studio Ghibli music boxes, let me know. And also let me know what you'd like to see in the future. Are there any people you want me to collab with, any instruments you want me to do? I do play other instruments, so if there's anything that you'd like me to experiment with and see how it goes, just let me know in the comments below. First off, a little bit about me. I live in the United States, and the reason I find that interesting is that only about a third of my views come from the United States. There's a lot of people around the world watching my videos, and that's honestly something that's really weird to think about. That these videos that I make, honestly just for fun, for myself, are being viewed all over the world. That's so cool. If you are from another country, comment below. I want to see where you are. As far as my regular job, I am a student. I am about to start grad school to get my master's in mathematics. Yeah, that might sound a little bit crazy. My whole channel is music and art. But yeah, I like it all. I like to find ways to combine all of my interests too. That's kind of why I like animation. It kind of combines it all for me. I got a few questions about how I got started, when I got my first music box and all that. Now this was a long time ago, so I might have the memory a little bit mixed up, but I believe I got a 10-note music box for Christmas one year, back in high school. Now the music box I use now has 30 notes, so you can imagine that the 10-note music box is a lot smaller than this. Then I guess I must have liked the 10-note music box and asked for the 30-note music box, because the 10-note music box, only has 10 notes. It's pretty limited on the songs that you can do. And so I got the 30-note music box. It was kind of cool, messed around with it, didn't do too much with it until junior year of high school, and decided to get it back out. And that's when I made my Studio Ghibli music box medley. Now at the time, I wasn't making this for YouTube. I was just making it because I wanted to try out my music box. And I love Studio Ghibli. Who doesn't? And this one was super long. You might remember this is a 10-foot long music box. And I was like, this would be pretty cool if I drew the pictures of the movies so that you could see it as it goes through and goes across. And I love to draw, so I drew all the different movies on there. At this point, I was like, I have this 10-foot long art piece. I should film it so that I can capture this and always be able to watch it back. And at that point, I was like, well, if I already have this filmed, I might as well put it on YouTube. And that's kind of where it got started. Now, to me, it's really weird watching that video back. I know it has the most views on my channel, and it is really nostalgic to watch back knowing it was my first one. But I also know that I have grown a lot since then. I think I posted that video about 5 years ago. But you can definitely see that I've grown a lot since that video, and I kind of wish that my newer videos with the better quality, better art, better audio, better video, that those get some more recognition too, instead of everyone always watching my old videos and not being able to see how far I've come from that. I got my first music box from a site called Grand Illusions, which is based in the UK, so depending where you live, it might be a little bit pricier with shipping and all that. But it is definitely good quality. However, I have gotten many music boxes and music box paper from other sites. Just search on Amazon DIY music box kit and you should be able to find some for a bit cheaper. There's other websites out there too, but of course I have ordered some music box paper from certain places and got it back, and it was, dented or bent. And so you do want to be careful, just because it's cheap, to make sure that you are getting it from a good quality place. So someone asked if I learned this from my family or if I just figured it out, and like I said before, I kind of just figured it out. Obviously there are instructions for how to make DIY music box covers. Plenty of people do it on YouTube, but the thing I think that sets my channel apart is that I do art and animation on top of the music box. There's really no one else out there that I know of that does what I do on YouTube, and I like to say that I kind of invented it. People have maybe drawn on the music sheets before, but I've never seen anyone do it to the extent that I do, and I've definitely never seen anyone do animation on the music box sheets. So I definitely have just figured that out through experimentation. Actually, when I made my very first one, my Super Mario music box, I didn't even know what keyframes were at that time. And if you know anything about animation, you'll know that that means I did a lot more work than I needed to on that and put way too many hours in there than I needed to because I didn't know what keyframes were. So whenever Mario was jumping up and down, I was doing that individual frame by frame, moving him up the screen and down the screen. So I've definitely also improved my animation techniques as I've learned more about animation. Kind of along with this, they asked if I consider this a form of animation or kind of its own genre of art or music. I guess it's kind of its own form, but not really. It's just taking other forms and fusing them together. So if you consider that a new genre or just combining other genres, I'm not really sure. Continuing the trend on how I make these music boxes, this person asked if I use self-arranged sheets or piano sheets. When I find a song that I want to do on the music box, I will find piano sheet music. I usually can find this for free on YouTube or MuseScore or various other sites. Now, I can't use it exactly note for note, and that is because there's only 30 notes, so sometimes I have to cut notes, change the octave. Also, you might notice my songs are usually a bit shorter than the original songs, so I'll often just cut out which parts of the song I want to include, and that's mainly just because these sheets can get really long and very time consuming, so I'll usually just stick to the main parts of the songs that I want to include. If I'm doing a medley, I have used pre-made medleys before. My Studio Ghibli music box, that was pretty much based off of a medley someone else had created. There's maybe one or two others that I have used someone else's medley, but I would say most of the time, if I'm doing a medley, I am creating that myself and deciding which songs I want to include, which parts of the songs I want to include, cut out this part of the song and then go into this other song and kind of cut that up myself. Mostly just because I know what works on the music box. I know which parts of the songs are going to be difficult to do on a music box. If there's a lot of 8th notes in a row or 16th notes, that can be tricky. So I kind of can look at sheet music and kind of figure out, well, this part's going to sound good, this part maybe I'm going to have to change too much, it's not going to sound right. So I know kind of which bits and pieces to grab from the different songs to combine into the medley. Going along with this, someone asked, what do I do when I have more notes than my music box can play? Well, sometimes I just have to cut them out. Sometimes I can change the octave, maybe play it an octave lower, and when the song is going by so fast you won't really be able to notice. Or if you do, it still sounds fine. If there's two chords in a row that I can't play right in a row with each other, then I might pick and choose which notes from each chord to play so that maybe it still sounds kind of right. There's a lot of things that you can do. I think one of the most common questions I get on my videos is, do I sell these? Unfortunately, the answer is no. These music boxes take me hours into days, sometimes weeks to create. And that on top of being a student, I barely have time to make videos for my channel, let alone recreate these same sheets to be able to sell. Since there's no easy way for me to just copy the sheet and print it back out and sell it, I would do that if I could, but I just don't think there's a feasible way for me to do that, and it's definitely not feasible for me to hand draw everything over again plus make videos. So at this time, unfortunately, I cannot sell these. However, I do sell merch. And that being said, I don't expect anyone to buy my merch. I just personally have fun designing it for myself and for my family and my friends who maybe want to wear it, but mostly for myself. I just enjoy designing shirts, designing stickers. It's just another creative outlet for me, like my whole channel is simply just a creative outlet for me. It's not my job, it's not my source of income. However, you know, selling merch, even if I get a few people to buy it, it does help with buying supplies, buying music box paper, buying markers, buying better filming equipment if I need it. So if you are interested, I have these pocket tees on Teespring, link in the description. You may have seen me wearing a shirt very similar to this in past videos whenever I did happen to make an appearance. I know this is rare for me. The cooler thing about Teespring than about the site I used before is that these are up permanently. It's not for a limited time, so you can get them. And you'll also notice compared to my old shirt, this is the updated logo and the updated design. I did change up my layout in case you didn't notice. Also, if this pocket tee isn't your style, then you can get this cozy little sweatshirt. Also comes in t-shirt, long sleeve, whatever you want. It does have the colorful rainbow splatter design. I made it during Pride Month, but it doesn't have to be for Pride Month. It could just be a rainbow colorful sweater. And if you have any ideas for merch that you specifically want to see, whether it's a sticker or a shirt or a new pair of socks, then let me know and I'll be happy to play around and see what other new designs I can come up with your help. So this person asked if I had any advice on someone who wants to do this or start their own channel. Just do what you love. That's how I started. I just loved music, I love art, I love all the movies and video games that I make videos for. So it's just a great creative outlet for me to combine all of my interests, and that is my advice I would give to you. Just make what you enjoy making, and you'll find other people who enjoy watching what you make. You don't want to make something that you don't enjoy making, that you're miserable making just because you think it's going to get views. Because you probably won't. It's that passion and that drive that you put into your videos or your art that is going to make people interested. And I hope that I do that here on this channel. I definitely only make things that I know I'm interested in. I get suggestions from people to make certain songs, but if I don't know that show or that video game or that song, then I'm not gonna make it because I am not passionate about it and I won't know how best to represent that song or that show through my music box if I've never seen it or if I don't enjoy that. I love reading all of your suggestions and they really do help give me inspiration on what types of videos I should make, but if I haven't done your suggestion, it could either be that I'm not familiar with that song so I don't feel I could do it justice, or just time. I have a long list in my phone of different songs that I possibly might do in the future, but during the school year I can usually only make about one a month, so it's really hard to get all of the videos that I want to make or that other people want me to make, so I really just have to pick and choose in that moment what I am most passionate about making, and I'll make that video. One of the final questions here is my favorite one, which is why I saved it for the end, and that is what video I am most proud of. And there's no straightforward answer here. I have lots that I'm proud of. Obviously, I'm proud in general of just seeing my growth. Like I said, my Studio Ghibli Music Box medley was the first one I ever made, and comparing that to some of my newer Studio Ghibli Music Box videos, I can really see that growth, and it's really cool to me to be able to see that I really am growing and getting better. And that's why I remade my Up Music Box video, because my Up Music Box was one of my favorites. It was a lot of your favorites, one of my more popular ones. But I would watch it back and I'd be like, I can do so much better now. I made this so many years ago and I've definitely improved. So for that one, I redid the exact same song, the exact same pictures, but now, however many years later, and it was really cool to see, yes, I definitely have grown. This is the exact same video but with the updated drawings and it looks so much better in my opinion. Let me know what you think. But that was definitely a proud moment for me to be able to see that growth. I'm also very proud of my Super Mario Music Box. Like I said, that was the first time I started experimenting with the animation aspect, and it definitely was just something I came up with. I never saw anything like that before, but I just had this idea, like, what if these sheets were the video game? And I figured out, well, how am I gonna do this? And that's when I started experimenting with the stop motion frame by frame animation. So I'm definitely really proud of that. And of course, I'm very proud of the video I did where I won Jazz's contest and got featured on his channel. If you haven't seen it, link in the card in the description. It's very different from my normal videos. If you're not satisfied with this Q&A and you still want to know more about the behind the scenes, then definitely check that video out. There's a lot of behind the scenes footage, and I really had to experiment with transitions and video editing and finding ways to make the behind the scenes still really artsy and go with the music and have it really flow. So that was a lot of fun, experimenting with that and doing things that I've never done before. If you've never seen any of Jazz's videos, the final music box might not be as meaningful to you because every scene that I drew is some sort of reference to Jazz's videos. So if you haven't seen that yet, check that out. Definitely very proud of it. I spent a lot of time on it. Even if I didn't win, I still would have been really proud of it just because it pushed me to try things that I've never done before. Basically, moral of the story is the videos that I'm most proud of are the ones that have challenged me or pushed me to try new things that I've never done before. Of course, I love doing traditional music box videos where I just do the music and draw some art on the sheets, but the ones that push me and my creativity to try new things and unique things that no one else has done before, those are probably the ones I'm most proud of. Speaking of things that are more unique, I love all of my glow ink videos. Glow ink is so much fun to work with. That reminds me of the collab I did with Nightwalk. Of course, I'm very proud of that collab because it was my first collab that I had ever done with another YouTuber. With the glow ink and Nightwalk's guitars, it really gave it that Muse vibe that I wouldn't have been able to do with just the music box alone. So of course, that was a lot of fun and I'm really proud of that. Nightwalk, if you're watching. Also, I've done other collabs. I've done the Stardew Valley video with Artsy Musician 17. More recently, I've done the Avatar video with Rachel Tail, which was cool because I had never done vocals before with the music box and it turned out great. Basically, I'm proud of all of my videos, but the ones I'm more proud of are the ones that push my creativity to do new things, unique things that have never been done before, either by me, maybe it's just something to help me grow my skills in something, or if it's something that no one has really done before, or at least no one that I know of have done before, because it's just a lot of fun and pushes me to grow and create new art forms. Now, the final question I have today, not sure if this is an inside joke or anything, but yeah, frogs are pretty cool. I also thought it was really cool seeing a lot of people asking questions that I have seen comment on my videos before. Yes, I read every comment. I start to recognize certain accounts that comment a lot, and that's really cool to me to see that you guys are sticking around and supporting me. It really means a lot to me. I know this channel is just my creative outlet, but it really does mean a lot that other people can enjoy the work that I'm making. That being said, those are all the questions I have for you today. But if you do have any other questions, then please comment them down below and I'll do my best to answer them. If I get a lot, maybe I'll make a part 2 to this Q&A. Let me know if you'd like to see that by giving this video a thumbs up. I hope you enjoyed it. It's a little bit different than my normal videos, but I hope that you enjoyed seeing me and hearing my voice and learning a little bit more about my music box and my channel. If you haven't joined the BoxOfMusic family yet, then be sure to click that subscribe button down below so you'll know whenever I make a new music box creation. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure to introduce yourself in the comments below to let me learn a little bit more about you now. And don't forget to think outside the box of music. Bonus content, this is my cat Elliot. There's been a couple times where you might hear his meow in the background of a video, and there's lots of times that you don't see where he comes up and stands on my music box when I'm trying to record and loves to be in the camera. So here he is.